But I think these last two that I'm about to talk about are like real, like, okay, like spooky. You know? But this specific episode was just wild. It was the first time in the whole series, that somebody was being taken advantage of at that level. Like, actually taking these people and moving them with their blood. Welcome back to motherfucking channel. Today, oh my god, I'm like really excited about this because I've been wanting to do this specific video since I ever started my YouTube channel. Because when I first started my YouTube channel, it was I did a few spooky videos, but they were like really like cringy. I should like react to that. My old YouTube videos. But either way, I was ahead of my time for sure. But I just couldn't keep up with it, so I was just like, whatever. But now it's spooky season. Say hello to the girls. They're here, they're sitting, they're skinny. Period. But today we're gonna be talking about the top 5. I really don't know what to name this video yet. But top 5 spooky episodes on kids TV, you know, but these certain episodes that I picked spooked me out when I first seen them, when I was a kid. So like, they're for older kids as well. So I just don't know what to call the video. But let's get into this. I picked certain episodes that I know because I've watched these kind of videos, top 5 spooky Disney Channel episodes or Nickelodeon episodes. I did a mix of Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, and Nickelodeon, and I picked some that I just feel like are underrated and people don't talk about as much. So let's get into this. I'm absolutely ready. Before I start, please like and subscribe. Let's go. Also, I do want to say before I start this, I wrote everything down that I have that I want to talk about. It was so hard trying to like put these in like order that I wanted them. So these aren't like, you know, this isn't a fact that these are the best spooky, you know, episodes out there, but these are my top picks. So this is my opinion, but either way it was still hard to choose which one I wanted to go, you know. So let's get into this. Okay, so top 5 or number 5 is The Regular Show. Oh my god, the Regular Show is so ahead of its time, so unique. But they have this certain thing that they do every Halloween with their, well, the show stopped, so what they did every Halloween, the entire cast of the show would tell spooky stories, and it was just like, oh my god, I love this, you know. And each in the episodes they would tell maybe 3 to 4 stories that lasted about 5 minutes a piece or so. So I couldn't just pick one, I had to pick 2. But I am gonna give a honorable mention to another spooky episode that they had, which was the graveyard, where they had that scary movie. It was the zombies. It wasn't as scary, but it was fun. Like, that's the thing. When I went into making this list, I wanted to add that nostalgia, or that the captivation of it all, like how they draw you in. I love spooky stuff on cartoons. Like, it's just everything. But the 2 that I picked, I'll start with the doll one. Pops told a story about a spooky doll that he had, and it would talk to him, and it was really scary because, well, when I first seen it, but like the reason it was so scary is because of the way the doll spoke.
Ew. Why, you never know what he's going to say next. I'm gonna draw on your face.
I gotta get this psycho off me!
Get off him! You're all gonna get drawn on! Give me that marker! No!
The way the doll talked, and it just reminds me of my my niece and my nephew.
You know, it's very expensive to take me. It's scary. No.
Is off-putting, okay? And then the other story that they told, this is all in number 5, so bear with me. Rigby was telling a story. Was it? I think it was Rigby. He was telling a story about a wizard that cursed him and turned him into a house. Now, like, I know it's like, okay, why would you pick that one? But the spookiest thing to me was the wizard. Like, it was just so weird, and I don't know, like, things like, imagine that in real life.
Hey, creepy wizard dude! Change Rigby back and then get out of here! What's up, Gumball?
I'm sorry, okay? I shouldn't have ate your house!
I told you you'd pay.
Well then, what are you waiting for? Do it!
I don't know, like, wizards are scary. Sometimes they make wizards look nice, like Harry Potter, that's nice, but like sometimes they do that, the spooky wizard of everything, so I was just like, oh my god. But overall, I love these episodes. They're not too scary to not watch. Like, I don't think there's anything that's too scary to not watch, but like, these were just so my top picks. Okay, number 4 is SpongeBob Scaredy Pants. This was originally number 2 on this list, but I moved it to number 4 because I remembered something that I just had to add, and I had to make it number 2. So wait till we get to number 2. But SpongeBob Scaredy Pants, this episode really starts off as an innocent, pure SpongeBob episode, but the ending is what really got to me. There's a few SpongeBob episodes, but this one was Halloween based, so I had to pick it. But there's a few SpongeBob episodes that are just like, ooh, like, I don't know about that. What is one? The Flying Dutchman is so scary to me. Like, personally, I don't know what it is, but it is. He is pretty scary to me. But that one where they think Squidward dies, that's just, I don't know. There's just something so like off-putting about it. I can't. But the SpongeBob Scaredy Pants episode, it was Halloween. They were having a Halloween party at the Krusty Krab, and SpongeBob ended up, like, he had the sheet over him, but when he took the sheet off, it was just his brain and his eyes. I'm gonna try to get a piece of every episode that I talk about and put it in here so you guys know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen them.
So, this clip that I have for the SpongeBob episode is in Italian. I think it's in Italian, but I can't find it anywhere else. It's clearly, it's copyrighted, but it still works. So just bear with me.
Sono il fantasma dell'olandese volante! Ora basta! Quello sì che è il vero olandese volante!
Stai
Adesso liberiamoci del moscerino.
Ehi, chi l'avrebbe mai detto? Lo fa...
But there was just something so weird about it. It was just so like it gave me like the chills. Like, I don't know. It was just, and it wasn't too scary, like I said, because they kept that comedy effect going as it is a SpongeBob, a kid's show. But it was still like, oh my god. Number 3, did you guys hear that? You know what? Let's keep going. Number 3 is iCarly Ice Cream. iCarly is so underrated. I feel like a lot of people like iCarly, but they don't talk about it enough. Like, especially Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is so underrated. I think that's the best. Well, was the best, because I feel like they all fell off. All those series or all those channels. But iCarly Ice Cream. I seen this when this premiered, and I only watched it once until I rewatched iCarly like 2 years ago. And I really wanted to like watch it again. It was just one of those episodes. And they were talking, or there was a tenant that they thought died, and they sneak into her apartment to film iCarly, which is there was just something so morbid about it, and just not like, let's not do that about that certain episode. But they ended up but they kept that comedy in there, you know. And like I said with the SpongeBob thing, they kept that comedy in there, and it just made it fun, spooky, you know. But I think these last 2 that I'm about to talk about are like real, like, okay, like spooky, you know. But let's keep talking about this iCarly one. There was just some, like, I feel like the iCarly actors were really good. Like, the screams seemed so genuine. It was so funny, but I don't know. I can't explain it, but that was a really good spooky episode from Nickelodeon. Congratulations, for real. Okay, like I said, number 2, I had to change it because it was the SpongeBob one at first, but changed it to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, I tried to stick with all, like, based around Halloween, like it was a Halloween themed episode of all of these shows that I'm talking about. But this one in particular, Avatar: The Last Airbender, it was the bloodbending episode of the last season. I don't think it was like themed for Halloween, but like it did have that, like they had spooky music going through it, like, so I don't know 100% for sure, but oh my goodness, this is definitely the greatest, in my opinion. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the greatest cartoon to ever be created, and that's on God. Nobody can change my mind. I don't care. But this specific episode was just wild. It was the first time in the whole series, that somebody was being taken advantage of at that level. Like, actually taking these people and moving them with their blood, which is crazy. I feel like if Avatar: The Last Airbender wasn't on Nickelodeon, it could have been so much more darker, so much more evil, so much more bloody. But you don't see any blood in this episode, but I don't even think you see any blood throughout the whole show because it is a Nickelodeon show. But it's just like, wow, like they really snapped. I really wish it could have been more darker, you know, like, especially now that I'm older. But I guess when I was younger, it was like, okay, it was perfect. It still is perfect to this day. There's nothing bad about that show. But they ended up in this weird Fire Nation village, and there was like a haunted forest. Everybody was telling them, don't go out when the full moon is out because people are getting taken when the full moon is out, and never hearing from them again. And they were hearing spooky howls from inside of the mountain, and they all figured it out when they met this girl. But this girl was actually a part of Katara and Sokka's village, and she got taken away from the Fire Nation. But the only reason she escaped is because she invented bloodbending, and that's just like so crazy. She was bloodbending rats inside of her prison cell, and finally ended up bloodbending the guards so they could let her out, and she got out and she was just living her best life.
What I'm about to show you, I discovered in that wretched Fire Nation prison. And yet each month I felt the full moon enriching me with its energy. The rats that scurried across the floor of my cage were nothing more than skins filled with liquid. And I passed years developing the skills that would lead to my escape.
You're not the only one who draws power from the moon.
Don't hurt your friends, Katara. And don't let them hurt each other.
Honestly, she is a bad villain. Like, she's a villain character, but there's something about her that you just have to respect, you know? Because she invented a whole new style of bending, which was just like, I could really talk about this episode in particular all day, let alone the entire Avatar series. It's just insane. Okay, number one is, oh my god, this specific episode, I was here when it premiered. Like, I watched it when it premiered. And I just, oh my god, this one is just like crazy to me. Okay, so Sweet Life was Zack and Cody. This one is called Ghost and Sweet 613. And so there was a haunted room at the, I believe it was like at the top of the hotel, and they went in there with Esteban. He was the bagger. I don't know what you call those people. But but they went in there with him, and nobody believed that it was, you know, haunted. They were like, oh, and then some crazy shit started happening. And then the reason I made this number one is because of when Esteban was possessed and he gave that weird, creepy ass smile.
Who dares to call me in the afterlife?
Whatever, listen, can I have my $1,000 back?
You will be silent!
Okay, sorry, never mind. What is your problem, lady?
I was betrayed, so I'm angry.
Pizza?
Oh, don't ever say that word!
I love pizza. What are you gonna do about it?
And I don't know, there was just something so, like, I can't give it a word, because when I was younger, it kind of like spooked me, like traumatized me a little bit. How do I say it? Like I said, I try to keep oh my god, I can't speak. So all these episodes that I was talking about, they kept it fun with that comedy and, you know, stuff, so it made it enjoyable for younger viewers. But this one really, like, it scared me, like, for real. Especially when I was younger, like I said, I watched it premiere on Disney Channel. When he was possessed by the ghost, and I don't remember the ghost's name because I haven't watched that episode in so long. But like I said, I'm gonna try to get some clips so you guys can see. But there was just something so wild about that. It was just so crazy. But overall, it was a really, like, all these episodes that I picked are really good. I think my favorite episodes from any of these channels are the scarier ones. I think I'm gonna do a scary movie one, ranked top 5 scary movies from Disney Channel, and I don't know if Nickelodeon has scary movies, but I know Disney Channel does. Oh, for sure. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do top 5 American Horror Story seasons, and what else? And just regular scary movies, because it is spooky season, and we gotta get into it, okay? But I guess that's it, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know you're scared, like the scaredest you've ever been watching a show, like on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon or whatever, because it's hard. I'm sure it's hard for the writers to make something that is suitable for younger viewers, but at the same time is scary. I really think Zach and Cody and the Avatar episode really nailed it with what they did. But I guess that's it, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe. Bye, motherfuckers.